Hello, I'm Gus Downing, publisher and editor of the D&D Daily, and this is the LP News Network. Joining me today is Stuart Rosenthal and Carl Risden of Checkpoint Systems. Stuart is the Vice President of Sales and Marketing for the High Theft Solutions, also known as Alpha, and Carl is the Vice President of Sales and Marketing for the Inventory Control Solutions, which comprises EAS and RFID solutions. Checkpoint Systems is a global leader in EAS, high theft, and RFID solutions for the retail industry, encompassing loss prevention and inventory accuracy in a growing omni-channel environment. A division of CCL Industries, Checkpoint provides source-to-shopper solutions, enabling retailers to achieve accurate real-time inventory, which accelerates replenishment cycle, prevents out-of-stocks, reduces theft, and thus improving merchandise availability and the shopper's experience. Checkpoint is new to the CCL Industries family, which is a global specialty packaging pioneer and largest label company in the world, providing innovative solutions to the home and personal care, food and beverage, healthcare and specialty, and apparel markets, to name a few. Checkpoint is now one of 4 CCL divisions, along with CCL Label, CCL Container, and Avery, totaling over $4 billion in sales, with approximately 19,000 employees, operating 150 state-of-the-art manufacturing facilities in 25 countries on 5 continents, with corporate offices in Toronto, Canada, and Framingham, Massachusetts. So, Carl, Checkpoint has long been one of the industry leaders. Can you share with us about joining the CCL family and the future benefit to the customers?
Sure.
What that drives?
So as you mentioned, now we're one of 4 divisions at CCL. When CCL acquired Checkpoint, they got an interesting bargain for this company. We bring to the table a lot of value. We've got, I don't know, you could probably consider us a standard in the industry for EAS, RFID, and high theft solutions. We're the only provider in the industry with end-to-end solutions for those areas, and that we support that with a worldwide sales and service organization. I think our service organization is probably the backbone of our company. Our service team, handles everything that we sell, as well as any of the ancillary areas like running wireless networks or electrical. We also have a customer service organization that works with retailers in their stores to do things like audits and launch new programs. So it's a really unique support structure for us to have to offer to our customers, and I think our customers appreciate it, and they realize they only, in any event where they are not with that type of service, they realize the benefit there. The other thing that's really strong about Checkpoint is our at-source programs. We're in the apparel labeling business. We're in the hard goods business, and we've always had a very strong at-source program for our customers, which allows you to get products protected at a real economical way. When you look at RFID, we're the most deployed globally. Between our software and our hardware, we're the widest deployed globally amongst retailers. And this is probably the reason, all these things kind of add up to some of the reasons why we have over 61% market share when you look at the top 200 retailers worldwide. So when you pair us up with CCL and their background in consumer packaged goods and things like that, you can kind of see the synergies where we're going to be able to get more deeply engaged, more deeply integrated into packaging, and provide more economical yet robust solutions when it comes to especially source tagging. And then the financial strength of CCL really helps us. I can't share with any detail, but they're already investing in Checkpoint, and it's going to allow us to release new innovations more quickly for our customers, which is really where the benefit comes and the incremental growth comes from these days.
You mentioned Checkpoint is the global leader in RFID deployments. Can you give us some examples of how this is helpful to loss prevention?
Yeah. So typically what retailers are looking at when they look at RFID, they're looking at inventory accuracy, and this is kind of the platform for everything that you do. It's what enables retailers to offer omni-channel, buy online, pick up in store, and things along those lines. And then there's all these other use cases that you build on top of that. And loss prevention is one of those such use cases. So with a better understanding of what your inventory actually is, you can understand the decisions you can make are going to be much better. What retailers tend to do with RFID as well is they'll take inventory on a daily, weekly, or monthly basis. So they're able to see what's going on much more regularly than what we typically do with
And replacing the cycle count type issues where LP folks have to do that with high theft items.
Exactly.
You're eliminating it.
Exactly. So instead of me learning about this throughout the season or maybe halfway through the year, I might know a day or a week when I'm starting to have a new type of problem.
Sure.
And so I can, as an LP professional, I can address that more eagerly. That's a couple of the things that really set the stage. And then Checkpoint's been a pioneer in the RFID as EAS space for a number of years. We're now into our second generation of solutions in that area, and we have a number of customers who've already migrated over from our traditional, which is still our most popular, RF EAS solutions, to RFID as EAS, and they can then eliminate a duplicate technology and get into something that gives them some additional functionality as well. So you take a look at things like smart EAS as opposed to just a beep at the door. I know what went out the door, and I know how many of the items went out the door. You can just imagine how much better that is for a loss prevention professional, to be able to use that kind of solution.
Are they tying that into the cameras in the stores as well?
You can, yeah, yeah. You can have. We have multiple ways to report on that. So it can be tied in with cameras. It can be tied into. Since we're doing a lot of this in the cloud, we can push a notice to your device. We can report on this in an enterprise-wide fashion, so the senior level executives can understand what the impact is across the chain. There's just a lot of flexible ways that you can use that.
Stu, high theft solutions products are well known in the industry. Can you share with us what's kept your brand relevant for so many years?
Sure. I think first and foremost, as you said in the introduction, and as Carl alluded to, we operate in every major geographical region in the world. So we're worldwide. Our product protection capabilities and the brand is known worldwide. People, understand when they talk about high theft solutions or the Alpha brand that they're getting good quality products. I think when you really get down to the meat and potatoes of it, most retailers think of Alpha first. We're top of mind. Which is evident in that we help protect merchandise in the top 100 retailers worldwide. And then more personally within our organization, what a lot of people don't know is about 50% of our overall product mix is manufactured here in the United States in Canton, Ohio. And of that 50%, we have a scope of probably 75 to 90 different size keepers, polycarbonate boxes. 90+% of those are manufactured in Ohio.
Really?
And
isn't that where they were originally manufactured from the very beginning?
45, 50 years ago, yes.
Yeah. And you've maintained it there.
Yes.
Yeah. Good for Checkpoint.
And it's been a real blessing to our customers in all respects because we can deliver quickly. And for us, we don't have to maintain a whole lot of inventory. We can turn large orders around in 2 to 3 days versus having to ship overseas. And so our customers are getting their products much quicker. With CCL's world reach and their 150 plants around the world, we are now working through exercises to see how many more products we can bring to manufacture here in the United States and to regions closer to North America. The ultimate goal is to cut down lead times, reduce our inventory that we need to maintain, and supply the customers much quicker. A couple other real quick points of where I think we differentiate ourselves is I don't look at our sales team as a sales team. They're product protection specialists. They're strategic in their thinking. They don't go in and try to identify every single problem within a retailer. We go after the highest theft issues, solve that, and then move on to the next stop. And quite frankly, we're set up in an interesting way. I've got a lot of tenured Alpha sales reps that are with me that have been here for many years, that understand the industry, understand the programs, and then I have a new mixture of LP executives that have just joined, which brings another level of understanding within the industry.
And credibility.
And credibility, absolutely. And then two other things. Our customer service is world class. We have a group based in Canton who, quite frankly, I like to brag about them. We processed well over 100,000 orders last year. with an error rate of less than 0.0002%.
Well done.
So I challenge anybody to try to beat that
Sure.
from a customer service standpoint. And then we have a great field testing and training department. This group goes out, they support the retailers, they work with them when they want to test our products, set up for success, work from not just implementing the product, but how's that product going to move through the store, from the customer to the register, back to the back room, and then back on the product again. And again, their success rate has been tremendous. We have about a 95% success rate that drives, and meaning success rate, meaning from the time the test implements till the company makes a decision to roll out. And that's what's really maintained us and sustained us for all these years.
You know, what new innovations can LP look forward to in the future of Checkpoint Systems?
Well, like Carl said, I can't share that with you or I have to kill you. But I can tell you unequivocally, innovation is first and foremost. We have a new president that just joined us that's coming from a manufacturing background. So he is really working hard to set our R&D, product management, and manufacturing plants the way we would like them to be set. I think what you will see is us focusing our innovation on the end user, looking at analytics, ease of use, labor and cost savings. You know, how long does it take to apply, take off? Is it easier? And then really speed to market. We're going to focus product management, R&D, and manufacturing. How do we cut that time from we get an idea to getting it into the retailer's hands so we're not missing the boat?
Well done. Now, the one question I want to come back with you, Carl, is you know, the retail industry is financially strapped.
Right.
We're going through a massive change with the online world and such. You know, and RFID, I would assume, would be a sizable investment for the retailer. I mean, how are you dealing with that, managing that, expect that to impact it? Because it's a huge undertaking.
That's a great question. You know, today's retailer has to be competent in omni-channel to compete, and they're all working to reinvent themselves, which is why with RFID for loss prevention, this is particularly valuable because it allows us to use something that they're going to already be using for other purposes. Most retailers right now are looking at RFID or evaluating it, and there's a lot that have rolled out completely. Some of the largest ones in the U.S. have rolled out totally with RFID. So the supply chain is already pushing this through. So I can take advantage of that. I can take as a retailer, I can audit 100% of everything that's coming through my supply chain for compliance and other inaccuracies. Today, when you take a delivery at a store, you're going to lower your inventory accuracy every time you send something to the store because there's errors that are in there, and that creates other confusion that that loss prevention then has to deal with. So, what they're able to do is take advantage of this one technology and leverage it and not have to buy something else. So there's a savings there for retailers. They're going to become much more efficient, and then there's endless things that they can do that are kind of interesting.
Sure.
You can do point solutions like read a large amount of items that may have come into a fitting room unexpectedly. There may be telltale signs in some of these things. So there's a lot of opportunities for LP to capitalize on an investment that their company's already going to make and be more efficient and further lower shortage at the same time. So
does it impact the return process? Is the technology there yet?
It actually can enhance the return process. So, when I sell something that has an RFID tag on it, I essentially have a license plate on there. Today, some retailers put a customer return label on an item, to try to buffer against return fraud and also help you in the instance where you might lose your receipt. With RFID, I've already got that on there. As long as the tags are on there and the clothes haven't been worn, for example, I can return it, and if I'm missing my receipt, they can look up and say, well, this was definitely purchased, and I can combat, I can enhance the experience for the customer, but I can also combat returns fraud.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Gentlemen, Carl,
Thank you.
Stu, thank you for being here today.
Thanks a lot.
for having us.
Well, that's it for this episode, ladies and gentlemen. We'd like to thank you for watching, and until next time, let's keep them all safe out there.